Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom's latest entry in the franchise. I've been playing it for a while and I've been having a lot of fun with it, but it comes with one issue that I have. Monster health is too small for the amount of damage we do, and I think it needs to be increased by a lot. Let's get into it. Now, let me get this straight and let me clarify. I am an average Monster Hunter veteran. Well, you could call me a veteran. I've been playing since Freedom Unite, so there's that. So experience could also factor into why these monsters die so quickly. Yeah, you can just say, well, you're good at the game, Cheesy. Stop complaining. True, I'm good at the game. That's probably what you think. I don't think I'm that good at the game, but I'm decent enough to, kill everything in the game. I've beaten some hard challenges in almost all the games. True. But to make a comparison, I'm going to just use Rathalos. Rathalos is a flagship of the entire series. And he has been in every iteration. So it's easier to compare each version with one another to see what the problem is that I have with wild specific monsters dying too quickly. So let's take, for example, Rathalos. His moveset is very, very, very simple in a lot of games, and then he flies a lot. So you throw flash bombs to knock him down out of the sky, and then after you knock him out of the sky, you can go to town on him and just kill him. It's very, very simple, and it's a staple at this point. It's never going to change. If it changes, we will riot against Capcom. But let's look at the problem I have with Wild's Rathalos at the point. Wild's Rathalos for me right now takes me around 3 to 4 minutes to kill, and I feel like that's a bit too fast for me, because in other games it takes me around 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes to kill. So within those times, so on an average it takes me around 8 to 7 minutes to kill. Meanwhile in Wilds, it's taking me 3 to 4 minutes to 5 minutes max to kill, which is very, very strange. But the thing is, it's not as if Wild Rathalos is easier than his previous version. His moveset is much more complex than the last 3 versions, maybe except Sunbreak. If you remove Sunbreak Rathalos, his moveset is more complex than Base Rise Rathalos. His moveset is more complex than World Rathalos. It's more complex than G Rathalos, and it's definitely more complex than Freedom Unite Rathalos. But he dies faster. So what is the problem? I think the problem is the health. If you go to Kiraniko right now and type GU Rathalos health, you'll see a bunch of quests. And I just picked some quests that I looked at, and I picked out the health that seemed like the average. So for village high rank Rathalos in GU, he has a health pool of around 4,074. That's his base health to 4,326. And when you think about it, well, that's fine. Yeah, it's true. But GU's DPS, the damage we do in GU isn't as strong as World, Rise, or Wilds. The strongest you could probably do is Valor mixed with maybe Critical Juncture, or Valor Longsword mixed with Unhinged Spirits. You get me? But the movement options and the damage options in GU are smaller than Wilds and World and Rise. And I'm thinking that if monsters have a similar health pool to GU Rathalos, this is why they die quicker in Wilds. And so let's look at Monster Hunter World and what they did with Rathalos' health pool. So if you go to Monster Hunter World on Kiraniko again, because that's where I just go for most of this Monster Hunter information. The average high rank expedition Rathalos health is around 6,565, and so it begins to make more sense why Rathalos has more health than before, because we have more damaging options in world. We have Foresight Slash and we have Spirit Helmbreaker, and so obviously the monster HP is going to increase to offset the damage we do in world. Okay, let's look at Rise. Rise, a game that was given easy allegations. Let's see what they did to balance Rathalos' health around the crazy silk binds and wire bug moves that we got. Rise base high rank Rathalos has a health of 14,400 HP. Let that sink in. Rise Rathalos has a base high rank health of 14,400 HP. That is a lot of health for Rathalos, but it makes sense when you can do shit like Serene Pulse, Rage Slash, Adamant's True Charge Slash. You can do things like the Soaring Wyvern Blade, or this thing, Counter Peak Performance, like just movesets like that you can just consistently dish out damage. So it makes sense why Rise Rathalos has that much health to offset the damage that we do with the Wild Bugs and Silkbind. In Wilds, though, let's look at what Wilds has done. Wilds, oh my, Wilds has a base high rank Rathalos health of 4,500. That's sad. That's sad for someone that uses Crimson Slash. Crimson Slash in this game is a huge amount of damage. That is a huge amount of damage. Crimson Slash, you mix that stuff with Spirit Helmbreaker and the Bluetooth attack, that's what I call it, whatever the name is. That all combined, and you're dishing out damage that should kill Rathalos in seconds. Obviously, that's why they die so quickly. Because if you look at the health of Wilds, it is less than even Rise and World, which is strange, especially since Wilds follows up World specifically, and Rathalos has less health than his World counterpart. But yet, Wilds does in Wilds we do way more damage than we do in World. And what's even more surprising is in GU, high rank Hub Rathalos, because I told you I was looking at the village Rathalos health. High rank Hub Rathalos even has more health than Wilds Rathalos. That's insane. High rank Hub Rathalos in GU has around 5,208 base HP. That's more than Wilds Rathalos, and we do way less damage in GU. So that's why he even takes longer in GU. And what's even worse, what makes it funnier for me is that Wilds Rathalos has less HP than low rank village Rise Rathalos, which has a HP of 4,944. So yeah, I can understand why people will be complaining why Wilds is a bit too easy. Monsters die too quickly. And that's the thing, monsters shouldn't be dying this quickly. So I'm going to highlight the problems with monsters dying too quickly. Now, so what is the issue when monsters die so quickly? What happens when monsters die in 3 minutes instead of 7? What happens when monsters die in 1 minute instead of 5? Very, very simple. There are 2 reasons. We, as the player, don't get to experience some of the movesets that they have to offer. So for example, this was one of the things that actually affected Garangom in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. He died so quickly that some people didn't even experience his ultimate attack. That is genuinely how fast he died, and it actually affected how some people perceived Garangom and his fight. His fight was actually more interesting than Eleton, but because he died so quickly, people didn't even get to experience most of his movesets. That's one of the problems with having a monster that dies so quickly. When we hunt as long as 8 minutes, mistakes could be made. That's another thing. So another point is, the longer a hunt takes, the more mistakes you can make while hunting. So if I get hit in the first 1 minute and I don't get hit again, if I kill the monster within 2 minutes, it means that the other 1 minute of me not getting hit is due to the monster dying too quickly. Had I extended their health to around like 5 minutes. Within the 3 minute mark, I could have made another mistake again, which could have cost me. And that's the problem with having less health. When you don't have more health, you don't make as much mistakes. And that's the thing. In a game where we do a lot of damage, so because of the wounding mechanics, focus strikes, and the new finishers for weapons, I think the developers should actually scale up the monster health, similar to how Iceborne scaled up the rank monster health to offset the clutch claw tenderizing damage. Because seriously, that is what I think the wounding mechanic is. I think the wounding mechanic is basically the clutch claw tenderized parts, but without actually offsetting the tenderized damage. And I think it's affecting the game's overall experience and even difficulty. Even though I'm not really too deep into difficulty as a problem. I'm not just into this monster is dying too quickly for me to experience the full Brooklyn experience, like, the beating. I need to beat him up in 8 minutes, not 5, not 4. I need to be beating up in 8 minutes. 8 minutes of pure beating. I love that. So it's not really about difficulty, just more or less he needs to last longer so I can beat him up a bit more. That's just it. That's personally my own thing. You understand? Yeah. So I just think that's the main issue with Wilds right now for me. I think everything else is fine. I've gotten past the story, so even though I have issues with the story, it's not really something I will criticize right now. I'll have another video for that. So in conclusion, what I think the developers should actually just do, just slap wild monsters with like rise HP or something, Give Wilds Rathalos rise Rathalos HP. That's it, genuinely. I think they should last that long, kill them off very, very quickly. Because I went it up with this. Just look at one of my runs. I didn't use counters. I didn't use counters for my longsword gameplay, since counters make the game easier. And I still killed Rathalos in 3 minutes. That's just take a look at it. And that brings me to the end of the video. Thanks. Goodbye.